So before I got here, I did look Ashley up on the computer. There's a nice little, if you Google her, you get a little video and I can watch. You were interviewed your junior year. And that's how I learned that Ashley has a sister who is also here, but I wasn't sure if they were twins. I thought they might be, but you didn't say that directly in the video. So I came here and I saw that Ashley Wilson does indeed have a twin who you've already met tonight. That's Brittany Wilson. Ashley is 5 minutes older than Brittany. They are both seniors here on the basketball team. They hail from Long Beach, California. And I had a lot of questions about that. I have a little pet obsession with twins. Whenever I meet a twin, I ask a lot of questions about it. So what's that like? How do you fight? How do you get along? Do you live together? Are you sick of each other? So no, they are not sick of each other. It's amazing. So they have been playing basketball together since they were both 7 years old. And another interesting fact about them is that they've always played on the same team. So they haven't ever played on opposing teams, except for when they're scrimmaging and during practice and stuff. So they've also always played on the same team. They complement each other's strengths. I learned that Ashley, I'm gonna get this wrong, the defensive player. Yes. And Brittany for a long time was offensive player, but Brittany's gotten a lot better and now plays defense, won defensive player of the year last year, right? Is that right?
Something like that.
Something, sorry. Yeah, so, but they complement each other's strengths and they play together very well, and I love that. And they are truly, truly identical twins. So then I had a lot of questions. So how did people tell you apart when you were growing up? But how does that work? Did your family know who you were? So this is, you think that twins, that the parents are the only ones who can tell them apart, but not necessarily true. They looked so much alike that their parents, when they were babies, labeled their beds and their car seats with their names. And everybody had to be very careful to pick them up out of those locations and put them right back in to them so that they wouldn't get mixed up. Although your granny was messing with you and telling you, well, how do you know that maybe somebody put you in the wrong seat and maybe you're actually Brittany, right? And she's actually Ashley. I was like, that's crazy. That might be true. So there is one way to tell them apart. So there was no way to tell them apart until Ashley one day was on the bed, must have been a baby, and started to fall off the bed, and her granny reached for her and scratched her on the forehead, and it left a scar, and that is how the family could tell them apart, because she has a scratch on her forehead, which she still has. I love this story. So Ashley actually thinks it's not warm enough in Boulder. Lots of sun, but it's warmer in Long Beach, California, so she hopes to go back. She plans to go back when she graduates in May. She also talked a lot about her little brother, Cornelius, who's almost 4. I love that because I have a little child who's almost 1, and so babies, love babies. So she does hope to go back. She hopes to maybe coach basketball when she graduates from CU. It was really nice talking to you. All right, I have a question for you. And I'd really like her answer to this question, too. Okay, pick a practice scenario. Now describe what you felt like when you were a freshman, sophomore, junior, and senior in that specific scenario.
Oh, man. So many drills. Actually, came to be one of my favorite drills. Wasn't at first, but it's a 2-on-2 drill where you have 2 players standing, one at the free throw line, one slightly behind you. And the rest of the team is just like waiting, and they're like playing offense against you. So our coach gives them the ball, and they basically just destroy you because you're trying to get 3 stops in a row. While you're trying to get 3 stops in a row, you're just trying so hard. You can get 2 stops, and the third one, nope, doesn't count. So you're like, oh my gosh, start all over. And you cannot get out the drill till you get 3 consecutive stops in a row. So my freshman year, interesting story, I had 2 teammates. They spent about the whole practice in this drill until our lovely coach ends up kicking the ball like all the way up the stands. It wasn't me, just FYI. She got so frustrated that I couldn't get 3 stops. She ends up kicking the ball all the way up into the stands, and it was just We couldn't figure it out. So then as the years progressed and we kept doing the same drill, we eventually figured out whether it was who you choose. So my sophomore year, I grabbed Rachel, and we went like first, and we got the 3 stops and got out of the drill. Then we got to figure out like, oh my goodness, why can't they figure it out? We just figured it out. What's the problem? And then so my junior year, I picked Rachel again. We got the same thing. It's just all about like strategy and kind of who you pick and just who you know. And so this year, thankfully, we have not done that drill yet. But if we do it, we will accomplish. We will still get the drill. And so.